As a leftist, which I am very proud to be, I see a weakened and fractured labor movement. I see a diverse set of social movements. They rise, they fall, they inspire, they depress by turns. They grow, I'm pleased about it. They try to build bridges to one another. I'm enthusiastic about it. But I, at the end of the day, know that there's lots and lots of good people working in lots and lots of different organizations, going in lots and lots of different directions. So what I think we need, above all else, is to overcome the last 50 years when it seemed that if you were on the left, that's what you would end up doing, focusing your life in some particular way on something that galvanized your excitement, that you were passionate about, whether it was in struggles against racism or sexism or homophobia or warfare around the world or the horrible treatment of people in jails, as we just heard about, and so on. I saw that, and I thought that what we need now is to kind of face something we haven't been able to overcome, that kind of diverse scattering of our forces. So to make a long story short, here's what I think we need. I think we need to come together. I think we need to build a powerful, unified left organization in the United States. And I want to speak about that. I don't think, as a student of the capitalist economic system, that we can confront that system, its mechanisms, political, economic, and cultural, as an immensely diverse set of small organizations. It's just not adequate to the task. And we have to face that if indeed we're serious about fundamental social change. And I want to address what I suspect is the big concern that may be in your mind as I say this. And the way I'm going to get at it is as follows. Every large, unified left organization has always been a complicated alliance of people with different ideas, different passions, different commitments. The notion that these big organizations are some sort of monolithically controlled is a fiction mostly produced by the enemies of left organization. Even those who've wanted left organizations to be highly organized, disciplined, never achieved it. We're always upset by the diversity of opinion and the diversity of commitment. So there really isn't a choice between a unified organization and diversity. The real choice is, are we going to have our different points of view and be stuck in little organizations, each with their own identity, each worried about keeping that identity separate from those of the others? Or are we going to have our diversity, because we couldn't get rid of it even if we wanted to, inside a unified organization? That's the real choice. And I think we are now ready, and Lord knows the situation demands a new, powerful, unified left organization in the United States. I think this attendance here now, I think the kinds of audiences that Amy has generated over the years, I think the kinds of audiences I'm finding. You know, I started the radio program that you're so kind to me about 3 years ago with WBAI. That's all, just BAI, once a week. I'm now on 35 stations. We're about to start a TV version. That's not me. That's not me. No, it isn't. It's not false modesty either. That's because I have neither the staff nor the money nor the ability to go out and get other radio stations or television stations to come to me. They're coming on their own without me because there's an interest and a hunger and a support So I know this firsthand. We can move now in a way that we didn't. For the last 50 years, the pendulum swung way too far and for way too long in the direction of small, isolated, separated institutions and organizations. There's a great risk there. You end up spending too much time on the little hothouse group that you have, too much time in competitive struggles with the other little groups, appealing for funds or appealing for audience or appealing for all the other things. You know what I'm talking about. Most of you are involved in that, just as I am, just as I am. Imagine what would happen here in the United States if I had the following experience at the end of the talk I give, and I do a lot of it now all over the United States. I always have the same experience. If I'm lucky, I've been good that evening, a bunch of people come up to the podium at the end, and they all say to me basically the same thing. What can I do? Tell me, where do I go? Where do I sign up? And I give them this sad look because I don't know what the answer to that question is. I'm no use to them at all. They can see it and I feel it. I want there to be a place for people at all different levels, just getting into it, in it for a while, deeply committed, all of it. There has to be a place where they can come, because they now number in the millions in this country. And we need to take the steps to say, we're going to build that organization, and we're going to be very respectful to the differences amongst us. To have a unified organization doesn't mean you give them up, doesn't mean you deny that you have disagreements, that you have different priorities, that you have different things that move you. We have to build on that difference. We can't just preach the importance of diversity in every other institution while not building our own unified party that is respectful of the differences amongst us. But we'll be all better off working together on all we share with our differences than not being together with our differences and therefore unable to move at a time when the opportunities are so rich. So for me, I want part of the everyday revolutions and transformations we take with us at the end of this conference to be a commitment to try to move in that kind of unifying direction, because I think it will inspire and energize all of us and all of what we're trying to do. Thank you very much.